Hey guys, welcome back to the CCLP5 submission set. We're on level 155 Thunderwave Cave, and you're probably taking some good observation with the text format on Tile World. It's slightly different than what has been seen on my videos for as long as I can remember. Um, well, couple of things. So as I mentioned in the last video, I did purchase a brand new desktop computer, and I spent the weekend hooking it up, getting some files transferred over. Although I've been a little hesitant on that because it's operating on Windows 11, which I haven't used yet, and this is my first exposure to it. And I'm a little skeptical on the operating system, I will admit, just at least from my observations these past couple of days. And I'm a little hesitant on transferring everything I have on the laptop here to it, but some things are transferred, so that's exciting. However, I'm not recording on it. I'm still recording on my laptop like I have been. The only difference is like why the display is different is because with getting the desktop computer, I am now using the monitor I was using before for it. And because of that, I had to buy a smaller monitor for my laptop. And the display settings on this monitor, I have a lot more options than I had with the other monitor, which is weird because it's smaller, but I'm able to have a higher resolution. In this case, I have a higher resolution on this monitor, and I presume that's why the display is different, but it should still play the same. Just wanted to bring it up because someone was going to ask in some shape or form. Anyway, this is Thunderwave Cave. This is what I built out of To Catch a Thief, which is a very good wall layout. I'm thoroughly surprised no one else has used this before, at least to my knowledge. This was a lot of fun to work with. Okay, so you just do something like this. The time limit used to be 4:11, but that proved to be a little strict or a little tight when it really doesn't need to be. So I increased it to 5:11. And there's no significance behind the 11. It's just the 11 because I wanted it to be. Okay. So we got this very, very amazing Sokoban. I am very, very happy with this. And the other thing I'm very happy with is that, oh, wait. I think I messed it up. Hold on. Thankfully, it's recoverable. What's funny about this level is that both Let's Plays of this thought this poppable was needed for the Sokoban, when it's in fact not. It's actually required for the bomb pushing, or the pushing them to the bombs afterwards. And I love how I was able to fit this in this little tiny spot. And I don't know, I think there's something fun about using blocks to free a block that you need. So I had a lot of fun building that section. Okay, so this is fairly simple. Although it stumped JB for quite a long time, I was actually pleasantly surprised about that when he played Walls of CCLP3. Okay, so we use all the blocks to get down here. This was the original starting corridor of that level. Get some flippers. And then, yeah, moving the block up right here was actually required. And there we go. That is Thunderwave Cave done. So, amazing level. I'm giving it a 5 in voting. I think I love how I built it. You know, I think a lot of people really like it as well. It's just a nice puzzly level. And the name, as I mentioned, it references one of the first ever mystery dungeons in the first mystery dungeon game of Pokemon. I think Blue Rescue Team or Red Rescue Team. I played Blue because I had the DS back then. And yeah, I liked it. It has a fun soundtrack, and yeah, that's where that came from. Okay, Semi-Perfect Stronghold. This is a weird level. So this uses Jumble from CCLP5, and as you know, I had already made Fire is My Enemy out of this. And then I used it again in Josh-CCLP5 for, what's it called? Water is My Friend. There's a way to do this. Oh my god, I actually got it. Okay. I didn't even try with that. I know that's not that easy. No, don't die stupidly after that, because that's not going to be replicated again. So the story behind this level is that these walls are too good, indeed. This level actually started out with the intent of making it a Force Floor theme level. That was my intention. So like most of the level is Force Floors, but then the rest of it just isn't, and it's awkward. So I'd have to say, out of the levels that have used these walls, at least the ones I know of, I feel like this might be the weakest. I can't remember if I actually submitted this for initially or not. But this section is very cool, I think. This is a concept I feel is underrepresented. Okay, so you just use that to get back right here. And then you have a walker to dodge. And then you have this ending, which is strange. Yeah, so you kind of see, like, it kind of went from Force Floors to fire, and then now dirt. Okay. So this thing chases you. There we go. Okay, so now it's just a matter of going through the teleports in the correct order. There we go. That is Semi-Perfect Stronghold, and it kind of lives up to that name. It is, actually, it's kind of far from semi-perfect. It's nowhere near perfect, I think. I think looking back, you know, using this for the third time, you know, I definitely see where people like Jeffrey come from when it comes to reusing the same template a third time or a fourth time even. And yeah, I definitely felt it with this level, and playing it back again, I definitely see it. It's tricky to reuse the same template more than twice. Actually, more than once is tricky enough. If you can use it twice well, Which honestly, no, I take that back. I think Water is My Friend is probably the weakest that uses this template. This one's okay. This one's actually a lot better because I didn't even submit Water is My Friend. So, yeah, I don't know. And I know there's whoever, I think it's Rolf, that made like 10 walls of levels that he, you know, occasionally brings up in the server for almost no reason half the time. So, I mean, I get it, but yeah, I think that's where I stand with that level. Socket Shrine is another thing. So this is the level that kind of started it all with Walls of CCLP3. So here's the thing, like with, so after I finished Josh-CCLP5, or no, this was before Josh-CCLP6. Yeah, that's right. This is before Josh-CCLP6. Everyone should know by now that, you know, I attempted Walls of CC1 because I was inspired by Joshua Bones' Walls of CC1, the CC2 set version. And CCLP1 just, it didn't work out. I felt like I was in over my head and taking on such a project like that. And I just didn't think it was possible, so I kind of scrapped it, put what I made for it in Josh-CCLP6, and I made Josh-CCLP7 like normal. And then what's it called? Walls of CCLP4 comes out. And I never knew that was going to be a Walls of set. Like, I saw some of the previews that Jeffrey posted way back then, and I sincerely thought he was just making like Ultimate Chip 7, and it just so happened to use some CCLP4 templates. That's kind of what I did with Josh-CCLP7. So, like after I went through Walls of CCLP4, like playing it, and even just looking at some of the levels in the editor, that's when I kind of realized, you know, I should really pick up that Walls of set again. And I didn't want to do CCLP1 because I had already tried it and it didn't really work, and I just didn't feel like trying it a second time. And that's when I picked CCLP3, because I figured no one else was going to try to use that. And I think JB announced he was going to do CCLP1 himself, which in my opinion ended up to be a far substantially better decision, because CCLP, he'd made some pretty masterful levels in that set. And yeah, that's kind of how I picked CCLP3 to do a Walls of set with. And I started with Socket Shrine because one of the first things I did with determining the templates I wanted to work with immediately, and this kind of goes with almost any Walls of set I've done, including the current one, is I use templates that I think are going to be the most challenging later on. And I looked at Toggle Bust, which is what this used, and I thought, my first thought was, what the hell am I going to do with all these sockets? So I threw blue walls and all the empty space, because I knew I was going to keep the sockets. That much was obvious. And then I decided, you know, it's like, you know, a little variety level, but it's centered around an aesthetic. And I just kind of made it, and it played out pretty fun. And I don't know, it's just interesting to kind of look back on things like that. Rolling Stones is what I think this is all about blocks. Yeah, this is all about blocks. That's on an invisible wall. Not much I can do about this 2 timing thing. It's just there wasn't much space for what I wanted in this bottom room. Okay, get that out. Cover that up and get out. So I made this themed around pink balls.
Bummer.
And I obviously mistimed that. This is another one I know I didn't initially submit. I didn't think it was all that special. That was interesting. Oh, I made that in one flow sweep. Nice. The reason why there's 2 chips up there is because you can't see the one. You wouldn't be able to see the at the very top. Like, you couldn't see that from here, and I didn't want the player to risk checking just to see it was a chip. There was no harm in just putting 2 chips up there. This is just one of those levels that, you know, I did the best I could. That can be said with a lot of these walls of CCLP3 levels. I did the best I could. I mean, not always, because there were some I definitely threw away. But for the most part, I'm fairly happy with nearly all the levels I made in this set. Okay, this is an interesting section. Interesting concept. Gotta dodge that one. Can't collect that yet. Okay, let's get that red key. This ending section was a little awkward to try to do something with, but I like this section. Actually, I love levels that do this concept. It just sucks that there's no way to really expand on it in CC1. Like, I know you can in CC2, but I feel like that has its limitations because all the traps are naturally by reading order. Keep an eye on the only safe spot here. Oh yeah, I made this required. Alright, that is Rolling Stones. Alright, condemned faculty, or facility. It used to be called faculty, but I think both the people that LP'd walls of CCLP3 called it out that should be facility. Even though I think the name was recommended by, I think Indie provided the title for this. So this is just one of those levels where you kind of just have to go quick about it. You can't, once you press a trap button or anything, it kind of triggers a self-built timer upon itself to escape whatever you're collecting beyond the trap button. So in this case, I'm escaping to get out of here before a tank is cloned. In this case, I'm escaping before that glider hits that button and blocks that. Okay, so what sections did I miss? I think I missed I missed this stuff. Pressing this, you have to race and get back before it clones that block. And then, same thing here. Okay, so I can actually, no I can't. So what I have to do now is I have to go back, collect these. And now I'm on a second, now there's a second phase where you have to collect red keys by going, quote unquote, through the mechanisms themselves. Which, I'm sad that neither person that played this on camera particularly liked that. I would think this, I really had high hopes for this level when I built it, and it saddened me that it wasn't received well. This was definitely a case where, kind of similar to I'm using Jumble for a third time. This was my second time using Producing's walls, and I had Mental Marvel Monastery to avoid. I don't think there's a reason to go through that, actually. I had Jeffrey's level that he made, I think it was called Reproducing. So, I mean, I had some... limitations of what I could do. And I felt like with how original this concept is, and the fact there's a second phase in it, I feel like I think it works really well. I'm still really happy with this level despite the criticism it has gotten. Let's see. Okay, I just need the one. So where is the block cloner? Oh, did I just block it up? I did. Oops. Okay, that's unfortunate, but that's my fault. And on top of that, this level's non-linear, so it's like, from a level design perspective, I feel like I did nearly everything correct with you know, how the level's built, what the contents in the level provide. And I'm not really calling it perfect by any means, but I just think from a design perspective, I feel like this level doesn't really do anything wrong. I guess one thing I can say is I would be a little bit more understanding of the criticism this level has gotten if I felt like it was warranted. And I guess that's kind of how I feel. I feel like there were some circumstances behind, like in terms of walls of CCLP3 and its ordering, which isn't the best. I'm not the best at ordering my own sets. That's been more than apparent. Although I did okay ordering Josh-CCLP5. I think that's because it was only 70 levels, so it wasn't overwhelming. But yeah, if this had like other flaws, like it was linear, for example, I can definitely see that being an understandable complaint about this one. Or if the timing was awkward. I mean, I guess there's like these like backtracking moments. Like I guess some people have said that this second phase just kind of feels unnecessary. And I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, but I don't think it is. I think for what it is, I think it's clever that it's included in the level, to be honest, because it just adds more to it, and maybe that's where this level kind of falls for some people. Like there might be too much in the level or something, even though it's not a long level at all. Like compared the time I solved it to the time limit, it's not a terribly long level, and I'm not an optimizer. I definitely didn't do anything optimally, so, and it might be my own level, but you know, I don't know. I don't see anything what's wrong with that level. I just think it's one of those cases where even when you, and I think I commented on this in one of JB's Trading Places videos. Oh, that sucks. Let's do this first. He played Nameless Wormhole. And just to keep in mind, like, I'm not like upset or complaining about anything. This is just talking. Like, this isn't even a rant. It's just talking. Nameless Wormhole was a level that I made in Trading Places. That's it's basically a 3-block Sokoban, but under this mechanic of you have to keep toggle buttons pressed, or else, or not pressed. You have to keep the toggle doors closed with all these toggle buttons around, because if you keep them open for too long, a fireball that controls a trap guarding the exit will go away forever. And you can't solve the level. This section was inspired by Double Devil, by the way. But yeah, like that level, it was liked, I think, in the long run, but I think there were still some comments of like, you know, it started feeling repetitive and stuff like that, even though it had a nice 3-block amount. Like it didn't, if it was 4, it would have been too excessive. If it was 2, it wouldn't have been good enough. So like I 3 was the right spot for that amount, and I'll talk about that. I'll probably talk about this when I actually get to Nameless Wormhole in this, which will probably be in a couple days. It has to be. But it's comments like that where it's like, well, I did everything right. I feel like I did everything right as a designer with the level, but it's still, you know, being criticized for something else, and it's just, you know, there's not much I can really do about that at that point. So I don't know. It's just one of those level design things that just comes to mind, and it's just, you know, I don't really know what to do when it comes to things like that in levels where it's like you know you did the right amount of block pushing, you did the right amount in terms of the level space. You got the concept perfectly. You got the concept across perfectly. You didn't overstay its welcome, and that's all the level was just the concept and just getting through it. And And it's just, you still get comments like that, and it's just, well, what can you do? I mean, honestly, what can you do? It's just one of those things where you just kind of have to accept the L and just move on, because other people are going to like the level. So that was Knossos, and that was named after, oh yeah, this is definitely the font size showing. That was a level that was made within the walls of Complex, and the level actually was originally built with the walls of Vulcan until I figured out a better template for, or better usage for Vulcan, which we'll get to here soon. And this is Android Temple that uses oh, you have to stay up here. That's the trick. This uses Liechtenstein, or Liechtenstein, however people pronounce it. Pretty tricky template, I have to say. I feel like this is the definitive version of this level, because the original and the source set just, it had some problems that need to be removed. Okay, so collect that. Oh, I was supposed to push that block. One thing I like about this section is that those blocks now form a wall from that entry point, so you have to actually go to the teleport to get to that key, which is, I think, is cool. But honestly, this whole level hinges on this corner right here. If this corner did not exist, I don't think this level would have existed in the way it does. All right. So let's push that. Collect this. Collect that. Yeah, collect this now. So now there's some like fireball path plotting you have to do, so you can get the rest of the chips. So I think I want that to be closed, so I can do this. Yeah, I changed the ending there because that used to have blue walls there, and it just kind of seemed like filler, so I just replaced it, even though it wasn't necessary. It looks better, I think. Okay, so now we collect this. And now we go to the exit. That is Android Temple. Pretty fun level. Alright, Encrypted Malware. Oh yeah, this level uses a We'll Be Right Back, which I technically have used before. This is not the first level I've made with this template. There was a rejected level that I made called October Sky that used, at least for the most part, it used this template, but it was all blue walls and stuff. And that wasn't a great level. This was well before this set's existence, or before walls of sets were even a thing. But this was basically inspired by dumping grounds from Jeffrey's Ultimate Chip 4. And it kind of became its own thing. I love this thing because it had just enough room to have the rest of the items that you need for solving this. So now there's distinct places where you have to push these blocks. Like this one has to go there. Let's see, the red key has to be used here. Okay. And the yellow key. Yeah, the yellow key has to be used right here, I think. So I have to go around. Now this used to take 2 trips. You used to have to push the block like from the left, and then you had to go all the way back around the second time to push it down. Now you can just do this. Collect that one. I missed that somehow. And there we go. That is encrypted malware. And there goes my headphones. Pfft. Sorry. Okay, Cosmic Gold Hill. All blocks, excluding the one guarded by the sockets, have chips under them. So this is the force floors of Jaywalker. And the main difference with this level compared to the walls of CCLP3 counterpart is this one actually requires every chip. Now, the previous one only had, I think it had 7 extras. Yeah, I think it had 7 extras. Now they're all required because I feel like it needed that extra challenge. Okay, let's just put those there. That there. That there. I wasted a key there, but that's fine. As far as the keys go, I feel like they're pretty lenient. You get a lot. You really do get a lot of these. But yeah, I originally used these force floors for like a White Point sequel from Josh-CCLP5. I didn't like it though, so I just swapped it for something else. Let's just oof that. So there's no slide delay. Trying to go through these as systematically as possible. Did I push that one? No, I did not, but I didn't need to waste that many keys for that. Oh, wasted another one. Nope, I went all the way up here. I didn't want to. It's okay, I have to. I did leave this untimed, though. I thought about making it timed, but it has a unique charm to being untimed, I think. Okay, let's just oof that there. Because I know that one's pushed. Missing 3 chips. Where did I not push any? Oh, right there. Okay, so this one has sockets around it, so let's just open that. Where is the last one? There's always one more in levels like this. Yeah, all those are pushed. Oh, it's this one. No, it's not that one. Where art thou, block? That's a good level title. Someone should reserve that before I steal it. Oh, is it? Oh, no, it's not that one. This one I know is not it. Where did I miss one? I feel like I was fairly systematic in my approach. Is it this one? It was that one. Okay, well, let's see how many more I had left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 left over. Okay, so it's a little strict. Not too bad though. That's Cosmic Gold Hill. That's a fairly fun level. Mixed feelings on it being in CCLP5, but otherwise I think it's fun. All right, Hang Glider Smuggler. Yeah, this one uses yet another puzzle, which is another template I'm surprised no one else used, because this one was another fairly fun one. And I feel like it was a lot of fun solely because no one else has used it before. So the only thing I really had to avoid making out of this was another Sokoban. Okay, collect that real quick. I will say that it was a little tricky to use because this kind of template you could tell that it was made for a Sokoban. Like, especially like all these random walls and places, like down here especially. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, right, I have to go to press that. This was a case of where, there we go, of using aesthetics to block the board, to build the borders was kind of a common trend with this set. Okay, so this section is a little strange. There's 2 ways to do this. Is there another chip down there? There used to be, but I removed it because it felt a little obnoxious. Okay, so there's 2 ways you can do this. You can have this block hold down the trap button, but there's another way you can do it that I'm going to go ahead and show here. And actually, this is the way I intended it, but it's a little hard to enforce. So yeah, that's what I intended with that section, but that's okay. Pointless flippers because they're pointless. Yeah, it's these rooms right here that made this level a lot of fun to work with. I think this section was inspired by Disturbed Sanctuary, I think it's called. It was in Never Stop Gaming, I think. But yeah, the end of this is just like a bunch of non-linear, simple glider-themed areas. And this is the room that had the slide delay bust. Okay, this section's a little tricky, but not too bad. I would just wait. And then there's this section. You don't even need these gliders. It's dodging. Probably should have used those gliders for something, but oh well. Okay, now it's just a similar ending to cardboard cutout. And there we go. Got this hang glider smuggler. Should I do one more? Pillar of Creation. Yeah, why not? So as you can see, this is a Pie Guy template. I honestly debate on removing these pie symbols. Oh yeah, I got rid of the red key. Okay, so you have to bring a block with you. Not sure what I got rid of the key for. Yeah, I thought about modifying this to remove the Pie Guy symbol sections because it's a Pie Guy thing, and even though it's me using the walls, and those are walls that in this level because this is the same game. I just decided to keep them. Okay, so this section is different because I guess there was a way you can save there was a way you can save a blue key here, and I removed it. So the section is a little trickier. I think oh yeah, I messed it up. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't remember how to do it now. Okay. So this level is pretty fun. I like these small sections. They were fun to figure out how to use the same shape room 4 different times. And there is a RAM solution to this room, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. Oh, it's like this. There you go. Okay, that's not too hard then. Alright, last room. This one was also broken. There was a way you can go like this when I wanted you to go like this. And now I enforced it because I like this solution a lot more. Okay, so let's get that one. Get that one, and then now you have to go all the way around, which I love this. I love this twist of having to make a trip around for this last fire boot. I think it's pretty clever. It's like that. It's that clever addition that just adds a lot more cleverness to it. And I think, yeah, I just have to clone 2. There we go. That is Pillar of Creation. Okay, so next time we will take on Therapeutic Toggle Transmission, but I'll do that here very soon. I am on a less than a week time crunch to complete this, and it's doable. It's definitely doable thanks to not having many other commitments. I unfortunately do have to attend jury duty. This week I actually have to be there in the morning, so I'm not looking forward to that, but you know, it's something I have to do. Just hopefully it doesn't last for too long and it doesn't drain me mentally, because I have to finish this. And if I absolutely have to, I will resort to post narration on these, but I want to avoid that as best I can, because I feel like live reactions are a lot better than post narration. But considering they're my own levels and stuff like that, it does give me more a chance to talk about other things and less so on the levels themselves. But you know, I'm trying to balance between the two, and I don't think I did a good job in this video, but you know, hopefully it was still entertaining nevertheless. But yeah, I better go ahead and get some sleep for the morning events, and hopefully, depending on how those go, we will I'll just crunch out video after video until this is done. Can get my submission set finally finalized and everything, and just go from there. So with that, thanks for listening or watching, guys. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, this level wasn't initially submitted. I added this in, and we'll talk about that next time.